Hi, my name is Anna, and I am the happy humanitarian. Some of you might think it's impossible to be and humanitarian and happy, but I am going to prove you that it's not. I'm here to share with you my 5 keys to that happiness because we're doing a really tough job, and especially if you're very remotely in a field in a compound 24/7, it's even worse. It's quite the battle that you have to fight in the work that you do, even though it's one of the most rewarding and most meaningful jobs in the world. So here we go. 1. Structure and routine. That's usually not one that we get very excited about, but I can promise you that if you had structure and routine in your working hours, your eating, your diet, and your sleep, as well as your exercise, it is going to make a really big difference. Number 2, connection. I'm so glad that this work is bringing us together, helping us meet the people that we really, really enjoy hanging out with, because I need to be around people that have the same kind of passion for life and the same kind of values and norms and want to make the world a better place. And, it might be challenging if you are in that compound because your colleagues are going to be your friends and you don't have a lot of options. But thank God we now have so many options with all of our socials and staying in touch with those that might move on after one mission and a few months here and there. So stay in touch and stay connected so that you are not doing this all by yourself. Number 3, alone time. This is one that some of us are really good at and some of us just never do because they're kind of nervous about what could come up when you're all by yourself. And yes, some of us turn into a little bit of a machine or a robot, suppressing all of our feelings and all of our desires because we're here to do the work and we're here to help other people. But you need to be alone every now and then. And then I mean without your phone also, because we get stimulated all day long and our senses get suffocated too. If we hear too much, we feel too much, if we let all these stories that we hear and the suffering that we see get to us, it's going to be part of our system and it's literally going to get stuck in your body. So you need some alone time every day to process what you've seen, what you've heard, and what you've felt. And there's a lot of ways to do that. And I will tell you more about that in my course, Survival. Number 4 is feel. This is easy said for me as a psychologist, a mental health specialist, because I was trained how to deal with feelings, but many of us aren't. So this is another one that I love to dive deeper in. And we're going to do that too in my online course. But for now, I'm just going to promise you that it is not as scary as you think. We tend to hold our feelings down like a ball underwater. And it just takes a lot of energy to keep that ball down. That's a waste of your energy that you can use in so many other ways. So if you would just be able to let all these emotions and feelings flow like in the water, you can just see them, can just sometimes, be hooked by them. That's okay too. But you can see that's just a part of your life and it's nothing to fear. It's something that is part of us. It makes us human. And if you're not feeling anything anymore, it just means that your nervous system is in a constant state of freeze, which is not that weird if you do the work that we do, but it is a sign of being in an unhealthy situation for yourself. So work with those feelings. Number 5 is bring yourself. I don't know about you, and you don't need to be a humanitarian to do this. Many of us bring a certain aspect or a certain part of ourselves to work. I used to be this very diplomatic, very organized, very together person, people pleasing very much when I would go to the office. But okay, that is a part of who I am, but it's not completely who I am. And if I keep on hiding all these other parts of me, the enthusiastic, spontaneous, and a little bit funny or weird part of my personality, that again is going to take a lot of my energy. It is so much better and so much easier if you can just allow yourself to be who you are in your work too. And I'm not saying that you do that without thinking. Obviously, my Dutch, direct, blunt way of talking to people isn't always the right fit for every situation. But it would be nice if you could just be the same person in all different situations in your life, and it's going to save you a lot of energy. So these were only very brief explanations of these 5 keys that have helped me so much to finally become that happy humanitarian and to move away from cynicism and frustration and everything else that can really wear us down. Burnout is really high for humanitarians, and this is just super risky. And it's my mission to prevent you from getting there and to help NGOs prevent you from getting there too. So if you'd like to know more or talk about this more, I'd be super happy to hear from you. You can send me an email or a direct message, and I hope to be in touch.